Pepe, do the intro, bro.
Oh, all right.
Run that intro. Run that intro.
To the Spotify audience and to the folks reviewing this shit. Welcome to the Immigrant. What's the name of this shit again? Oh yes, I remember now. The Immigrant Variety Talk Show. I believe so. I don't know. We're still in the working kinks.
We're working on it.
Basically, right? We're gonna start off with my homeboy from the central part of the Americans onto my right, the homeboy named Tato. Then we got the Viking man himself at the bottom to my right scrotum side. His name's Elijah. And we got the big boy, fat boy, big brother Buddha to my left scrotum.
Big brother Buddha.
Big man Dow, bro. Fuck is he talking? And then we got Nick the rich hick, basic white guy. Don't worry about it. He's here to moderate, man. He's like the seasoning where if it's too spicy or if it's too bland, he's there just to moderate the stew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Exactly, bro. It's super fucking necessary. Integral, bro. Yes, integral. All right, bet, so bro. I fucking love that intro.
Oh yeah. So today, we just it's our first time trying to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to pop off, And today we just wanted to come in with some introductions, talk about our lifestyles previously from growing into secondary or high school education, and we wanted to start off with a homeboy
out of Fresno, CA. All right, Dow, hit it, bro.
Oh yeah, my name's Dow.
Hello, Dow.
I'm from Fresno, California. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I'm Hmong. I moved out here in like 2015 with my family. I grew up hella Asian. Hella Asian.
Hey, where's out here? Where's out here, bro?
Have we established this yet?
The mountains, Minnesota. It's Minnesota. We moved out here to Minnesota. We specified?
Yes, sir. Well,
yes, sir.
We rep MN hard, bro. This is an MN-based podcast.
No, we specifying MN.
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
MN, that's all. Minnesota-based.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All we need to say.
Okay, yeah. So we moved out. I moved out here to Minnesota. So, yeah, I don't know. I grew up with nine siblings, including me. Single mom, widowed mom. Yeah.
You are the what order?
Youngest of 9.
You are the youngest of 9.
Yeah, youngest.
Damn, bro. And your oldest sibling
was it like living
34?
9 brothers and sisters, man?
Yeah, I gotta ask that, bro. 9 kids in the household.
It's all right.
How was it though? Like, explain. Like, did you guys used to get into a lot of fights or like what, bro?
I mean, yeah.
Peer pressure.
A lot of. I mean, for me, I think I was kind of cool with everyone, because I'm the youngest. Everybody kind of was like okay with me.
Were you like the spoiled kid? Because like from stereotypical stuff, like I know the oldest out of all the siblings is always the responsible one. The middle one is like the craziest one, and the bottom one, like the last one, the youngest one, is like the most spoiled one. Were you spoiled?
I don't think I'm that spoiled. I mean, like spoiled as in like attention and shit, or like money.
Like yeah, like more attention than
I guess
your siblings.
I mean, like, cause like we were never spoiled for like money and shit, cause like we were poor, So like money wise, not, but like attention, I guess sometimes. I mean, like I got more attention from my mom because everybody was kind of like grown up already ish. So then yeah.
I got a quick question. How was it being such? I know you have an age gap that's pretty large. Did you feel like your siblings were more of siblings or parents to you?
I say both. I say both.
You say a mixture of both?
Because
did your eldest siblings act like, did they parent you and shit, or did they like teach you and like?
I mean, it's like they did. I think everyone kind of taught me in their own way, Everyone kind of taught me in their own way because like, especially like I said, my mom was widowed since I was like 1, and she kind of went like she had schizo too. So then after that, like I was kind of like just at home more, just like parented by my siblings. I'd say probably the younger ones though. You know, the younger siblings, like they're older than me, but like the younger on the closer to my age. Because I feel like the older ones, they kind of already like had their own life. They started, you know, but yeah.
Were you closest to one of your siblings?
Oh yeah, good question.
I mean, yeah.
Which one?
Like right now, probably, probably a couple like kind of close to the older ones, and like probably a lot closer to the younger ones. Because the younger ones we can mess around more, you know. Everyone's kind of closer in age, we can mess around more. So yeah, but I don't know. Yeah.
And you mentioned that you grew up hella Asian. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? What
We
do you
grew
mean
up
by
poor
that?
Asian. We grew up poor immigrant family Asian. Like my mom and my dad, they were immigrants. Like my brother, my three oldest brothers were immigrants. When they came here too. So like in 1990, yeah, 1990. So yeah, I don't know. It was a hella Asian ass environment because if those viewers out there, you know, like for Fresno, it's a highly like Fresno, just not Fresno itself, the central California is like dominated by a lot of Southeast Asians, and a lot of those are Hmong people, you know. So like I was always surrounded by Hmong people, you know, but actually it's from I say kindergarten to like fourth grade, I went to a school that was like they had Hmong people, but not so much. It wasn't like completely like whitewashed too, but there was a lot of other ethnicities. And then I changed schools again. I went to Rayburn Intermediate. And then that was hella Asian. That was like mad Asian. Like all my friends were Hmong. Well, majority of my friends were Hmong. Only like a couple were other ethnicities. I didn't really have much white friends there at all, but yeah. I don't know.
I have a question about back to Hmong. So how was the heritage and like Hmong culture where you grew up, and like how were events, and did y'all have like events that y'all like did?
Festivals.
Yeah. So
Festivals and such.
Yeah, Hmong New Year. I mean, it was nice, you know. I mean, like for me though, I never really felt like I liked them. I just never felt the clothing, you know. Like I thought it was nice and stuff, but like I just like I don't know. It's not that I wasn't proud of it, you know. It's like I'm proud of it, but at the same time, like damn, the clothing I can't like fuck. Like the clothing is not for me, you know.
Just say it was lame. You wasn't feeling it because it was lame.
I don't know, bro. Like some people think it's beautiful, you know. I don't know. I just feel indifferent about it. But then I don't know, like festivals and shit. We had our New Year's. Fresno had like the biggest one like around the country. The people from all over come to our New Year's. But yeah, I don't know. It was a big concentration among people, so they had it. But oh my God, there was so much politics over that stuff though.
What would you say your education was?
Oh shoot.
Education.
Yeah, how's Cali education? How's Fresno? And what's like that? Describe to me the culture of it, because every state, and I feel like every city in general, like there's a certain mindset to school.
Well, I don't know.
What was it like? What was it like?
Well, personally at home, you know, like it was kind of like you're gonna go to school and you're gonna go to like you're not gonna go out. You're not gonna go out of state. You're not gonna go out of the city, you know? And I felt like that was kind of at least how I perceived it. That was how my friends around me kind of thought too. But I mean, like we were in middle school, so like they all like it could have changed while they went to high school. But at the time, I think we all kind of think the same, that we were all going to like the Fresno State University College. But yeah, I don't know.
Have a
like
small town vibe.
yeah,
Is that what you're describing?
yeah, it's a small town.
It's not tiny though.
Yeah, it's
Fresno
not a tiny. It's not like barren.
decent
You know?
population.
Yeah, just a whole bunch of it's farmland. You know, and with farmland comes a lot of people that like a lot of gang shit, a lot of methods and stuff. You know.
I don't know about that
true,
one,
man.
buddy. I never heard of no farmland with gang shit, bro. I never heard of that in my life.
So what I'm hearing here is that you grew up in you were born here. You're an American, but you grew up in uh Asian dominated in a town that was Asian dominated, right?
I
With
mean,
people. Did
I
that
don't know, like I don't know how like when I grew up, I don't really know how to define that. I feel, just because like I moved around so much, because like every 4 years I typically moved. I feel like I got stuff from every place I lived at. So in a sense, I guess I grew up wherever I went to. I mean, like obviously people do, but there was like no like one like set of time where I was at a school, and then I was like, yeah, this is like when I grew up. I mean, I guess high school, but like like there's still like precursors to that.
But you mentioned Fresno, so I was basing my question off of Fresno.
Hmm.
Did that Asian community was at all assimilated to the American culture, or was it all Asian culture practices and beliefs and all that?
I mean, it was a mixture of both. There, it was a strong. It's not like I mean, I feel like this is with any ethnicity. It's not like a strong like a strong white presence or a strong like African presence. It's like a Asian American. It's not a Asian. It's Asian American. So I
Asian.
feel like that is its own little thing of like dealing with like shit and then instill like the thought of like the American dream and all that, especially coming from immigrants and shit. But yeah, a lot of the people, it wasn't just like Asian. It was like Asian American. So I guess in some way assimilation, but it's not really. Like you're not giving up your culture. You're just adapting a little bit.
I feel like that's pretty similar to a lot of immigrant like lives and situations. And even just towns in general that are dominated by a certain ethnicity from another part of the world, they just become. I feel like they typically become Americanized, and it's not
Yeah.
like necessarily assimilation, but it's natural to, if you're in America, no matter what city, it's gonna have a presence of American ideals, beliefs, practices. So no matter where you move, you're
It's
probably it's a mixture.
And that's exactly what I was thinking when I asked that question, because I was just thinking like how crazy it is that in this country there's a lot of ethnicities that just come together as a community and just
Mm-hmm.
practice their own beliefs and
Mm-hmm.
values, and you can find that you can find that everywhere in the United States. Like here
Mm-hmm.
in Minnesota, I've noticed a lot of Somali communities,
Mm-hmm.
like that was said in California. There's like Fresno with all the monk
Mm-hmm.
people and shit like that. But honestly, I've not seen a Hispanic community. Probably it's probably because I live in Minnesota. I used to live in Florida, but it was only for 3 months. I never actually, I was never part of a Hispanic community.
there. There is some like here because
Mm-hmm.
like some
I was gonna
years
say
my
the
ex,
location that you are in is
yeah,
probably
because my
yeah.
ex, she was Mexican and she had like her school had like a huge Hispanic community, and especially in I don't know, I don't think it was Lake Street, but then somewhere downtown, she said that was like
Lake
it had
Street.
a huge it had a huge Hispanic history just because it was like all the shops were like uh Hispanic owned.
But that's
Mercado
amazing.
Central.
That's really amazing, bro. That's something to really think about, because you see groups of ethnicities everywhere around this country, but do you see it in other countries? Is that like a normal thing in other power countries like this one?
I think it is. I think it honestly is because like dude, there's Hmong people in like the UK, there's Hmong people in like India,
Mm-hmm.
there's Hmong people everywhere. But we
Yeah.
just
Okay, but not only Hmong though, but I'm talking
yeah. I'm
about
just using Hmong people as an
Africans,
example.
Hispanics, blacks, whites, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, bro. In England, it's a huge abundance, bro. In London, it's just a whole. It just thrives with so many cultures, dog. I don't know if you've
Mm-hmm.
ever noticed that. Even in Spain, bro. In Spain, Like I don't know, in like major cities like Madrid or Barcelona, there's different ethnicities too. I don't know if you ever knew that. Even Germany,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
I don't
Hell yeah.
like. I would imagine that, but I don't know the statistics of all the ethnicities around, or even in United States or in other countries. I mean, that's something
Yeah,
to.
because if you think about it too, I don't.
It has to be affected by geography too, as
Yeah,
well. Like which of these wealthier countries is easiest to get to from their home country?
Yeah, it's ease of travel. So that's why a lot of, especially right now, Syrian refugees pretty relevant. Like
Yes.
you hear about it a lot. A lot of refugees from Syria, a lot of refugees from like that Palestine, Israel area, and the Middle Eastern. A lot of them actually do end up in northwestern Europe, the
yo,
countries
just
like France and Germany.
just think about Hawaii. Hawaii's like a big mixture of like just like hella Asians,
It's a
hella
melting pot of
Asian, white,
indigenous and white people and Asian and
It's a
Japanese.
yeah,
melting pot, bro. I like that. It actually
yeah.
is.
Yeah, Hawaiian's very much a melting pot.
Wow.
They
Like
even have their
a
own
lot of
language, bro. Like pidgin.
pigeon.
Pidgin. It's like damn.
Yeah.
Now, when you were a little kid, did you assume a lot of responsibilities, or did you live a childhood and like an actual childhood where just kids just be doing kids things?
I I never really had a normal childhood, because I was like I said, my mom had schizophrenia, so like I can, and she was even her herself, she's very like a overprotective mom, so she would never really like let me go out too much. I never slept over at a friend's house until high school. I never like spent like the night like just like staying late, and yeah, so then it was in the I guess in the American sense, it wasn't normal, but I feel like that's more common towards ethnic people, like growing up, their parents are usually more strict towards that. But talking about like I guess schizophrenia and stuff, and with my siblings, like we mentioned before, I have such a big age gap within my siblings. Is the closest one to me is I think she's like 4 or 5 years older than me. So then so I never really had people to play with really, like I they we played more as just like we when we were small, but then like once we all kind of grew up, I never really had much people to play with. But so then I just kind of do my own shit, do my own shit. Played with like friends. I never at school. I never really had friends around the neighborhood because my mom, So then yeah, but like because of schizo though, I do feel that I had to grow up as well as my other siblings. We all had to grow up a lot faster. So like that was really I guess that was very different from like the typical childhood because we had to see all that.
That's tough, but like it made you the way you are right now. And by that I mean that like out of all of us, you are the wisest one out of all of us.
Much
You
agreed.
have you come up with good advice that makes sense. You come with you're really competent when it comes to advising, and that's why uh, we all think or we all know that you're like the dad of this group.
I think a
Yeah.
lot of that though is like because I agree I somewhat agree with that, but like because I feel like that comes with because of how many siblings I grew up with,
Yes.
and
I was
like
just
growing
gonna
up,
mention that.
Yeah,
yeah,
You're the
yeah,
how's your
baby of
childhood
9.
and how having eight siblings was a big effect on your childhood, and that's why you're like this.
yeah, because it's like
You
I
became wise early,
yeah,
bro, because you
you
had a lot
learn
of
shit,
knowledge above you.
watch. Yeah, you watch and learn shit. So you kind of just like see what they're doing, or like you hear stories and shit, So I don't know. So I think I like it how it is right now, even with its own issues, I don't think I'd change anything. But yeah.
All right, appreciate it, man.
That's good, bro. All right, I think I'll pick it up from here. I'm Elijah. Y'all can just call me Eli though. I am originally from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Spent 14, almost 15 years of my life in South Minneapolis. Yeah, I grew up a single child, no siblings, nothing close to Dow's upbringing like that. Low key at this point in my life, I mean, it is what it is, but if I had a sibling or two, I think that'd be awesome. But yeah, I just grew up with my mom and pop and Minneapolis. I went to Dowling Elementary School, an environmental learning center that was like super focused on like nature and like taking care of the environment, being sustainable and all that stuff. And I think, interestingly, now that I think about it, I think that may have had an effect on why I chose to begin in my higher education in environment sustainability geography, even though I realized it wasn't really my thing, but I think that might have had an influence on, because my original education was in the environment and how to be sustainable. And I mean, that was super great. I wouldn't trade anything for that education. I think that school was a great stepping stone to begin my life, and absolutely loved Dowling. It was a great fucking school. As a single child, I'd say that it really shows like having no siblings is a good reason for me having a lot of friends. I remember like growing up, I always hung out with friends. Like friends and friendship was super. It still is. Obviously, that's why like I have y'all. That's why I love friendship and shit. Because at an early age, I had to make friends. It's like I didn't have people to hang out with. Like it was just my mom and dad. Like I'm not gonna hang out with them daily. So I think in school, like yeah, I don't remember being extremely extroverted, but I liked relationship and I liked talking with others and interacting. Because I didn't have that at home, and I remember I loved just chatting with my friends on the telephone. Like I remember back when we had home phones and everything, I'd like ring their numbers and shit. That was great. Like we'd spend so long just talking over the phone. We'd link up. We'd go to the parks. I remember super vividly. I spent a lot of time at this one park called Cooper, in Minneapolis, and I would just go with my friends and we play soccer on hours on end. Like I'm telling you, like sundown, like late night, we'd be there. We spent so much time there. That was between, I would say, fourth. I think we started going there third, fourth grade till end of middle school. So it was really like 4 or 5 years. We spent a lot of time at this one park and many other parks. And I remember I was involved in a lot of sports, athletics and stuff. I got into sports very early, and I'm super glad I did. Like.
Yeah, like you're a very dexterous person. Like you know how to use your hands and your feet.
Dexterity.
That explains why you're pretty good at a lot of sports.
Did
Yeah,
you?
because I had the time. Like I had myself, and I. If I didn't have a friend to be with, I would be in this backyard throwing. I spent a lot of time by myself. Like as an only child, that's what you do. Spent a lot of time just kicking the ball around, juggling. I spent a lot of time trying to perfect my pitch because I was a pitcher, and I would just throw the ball at this square.
You were a pitcher?
Bounce back. Yes, sir. I was a pitcher, bro.
Bro, for baseball?
In baseball, yeah, I pitched.
Damn.
I pitched from probably it was before 6th grade. I started pitching in like fourth or fifth. I was like, I'm gonna be the pitcher. I really enjoyed that. I don't know why. I liked outfield and stuff, but pitching, I just like that. But yeah, I spent a lot of time by myself.
What I'm getting from Dao's stories and your story as we progress your story, what I'm getting here is that living with a lot of people benefits you in the knowledge category, right? But when you live by yourself, when you're you're an only child, that shit helps me. What? What are you laughing at, boy?
Go on, bro. Go on.
So,
But he's trying to balance a water bottle. All right, get back on subject. Let's go.
So like for Eli though, he was an only child, right? So he, instead of gaining all that knowledge and shit like that, you got a lot of time in your hands to become an expert on the things you liked. So let's say pitching, soccer, basketball, you're really good at those sports, and I've seen you play. I've played against you and with you, bro. I know. So like when you're an only child, you have the opportunity become an expert in things you really like. When you are a kid with a lot of siblings, then you gain a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, I think that's very, very true, bro. I mean, you can gain knowledge in so many different areas. And as I grew up, man, we had the rise of the internet, and I spent a hell of a lot of time just watching YouTube. Still do to this day. Like, it's part of my fucking lifestyle.
Right.
So like I've learned a lot of things off the internet. Like I've spent so much time on YouTube learning, growing, and I think that's like why the first thing that I really like put myself out there into the world was I melded the two things that I loved. I took sports, because I love sports, and I decided, hey, you know what? Like I watch YouTube, I know people like Dude Perfect, them dudes, like absolute legends. One of the first groups of people I watched on YouTube. And I just decided, you know, I'm just going to throw out videos that are like that. I'm just going to mold my love for the internet, YouTube, especially, and then athletics. And I'm going to just put myself out there. That was like the first kind of like, I don't know. In a way, creating a YouTube account, boys, it really is kind of like building a small business. So you're investing your time into this platform.
Yeah, it really
that when you build amount of followers, you can gain income off of that. Like that's your baby. That it really is like a business if you want to make it that.
I feel like it's more of it is a business, but you're more like a contractor. You know, you're more like a contractor just because you don't own.
Yeah, you don't own YouTube.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, that's why like I feel like it's if people like more successful YouTubers, they actually make it like their own. They actually take it out of YouTube instead of just making videos, you know. Like they start something out of YouTube with their following, which actually like helps them a lot financially
with their influence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I would have been fine.
That'd be interesting, bro. I want to see Eli as a brother now that I think about it.
Yeah, man.
That's
interesting.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, as well as Pepe. As well as Pepe. I ain't the only child in this group.
He kind of has. He's kind of has a little brother right now.
No, bro.
Yeah.
I hate kids, bro. Don't.
I hate children.
Your nephew.
Bro, he exemplified the fact that he loves human beings. I despise human beings, bro. I pray for the dissemination of all human life, bro. On God, we're a fucking virus to this goddamn earth, bro. We need to die off. I hate human life, bro. On me, bro.
And y'all are gonna get a lot more of this right fucking here. This man and his existentialism, bro. It's just like fuck humanity, man. This
bro, it's facts, man.
We're gonna make a podcast just you talking about this, man.
Hell yeah, dog.
Eli's strong opinions on humanity.
Yeah, very strong opinions, bro. I fucking love that, man. We gotta talk about that shit.
Oh shit, man.
I can tell.
Why was middle school not important to you? Because like for me, I felt like it was like pretty like it was pretty dope. I love my middle school, you know, hella Asian, you know. But like how come it wasn't like important to you?
I wouldn't say it was unimportant. I don't know. It just
because you mentioned it was kind of insignificant. You know.
Yeah, like, honestly, yeah. I hold my elementary education above my middle school just because. Like,
really?
It didn't. I don't know how to describe it. It felt bland, kind of. It felt basic-ish.
Where'd you go again?
And I went to Sanford Middle School. It's nothing crazy. Like, it's not. I feel like I don't know. That's kind of just how I felt about middle school. I was like, oh, I'm going to middle school, cool. And also, like, I didn't really get more extra. Like, I didn't have a ton of friends. I had friends, but like I didn't have a lot. I had like kind of like high school, a few close people. I always have done that. Like I know people, I have acquaintances, but then you always have your tight circle and shit. But I don't know, middle school, it wasn't that. I mean, it was fine. It was middle school. It wasn't that crazy.
So that was pretty.
High school was a lot better. Huh?
That was pretty diverse too, correct?
Correct.
Like your middle school.
Correct. My middle school was highly diverse, bro. And like I just made friends naturally with people that were like not like didn't look like me. Like I really just didn't give a fuck about like.
But then how like that like I mean like not talking about high school too much, like how did that kind of like change for you? I guess going to there.
Well,
Like just like a short little, because we about to go over that in our next episode.
I mean, I could speak on that for a minute, but I'll just say it was the simple word that I can put is culture shock. From moving, I moved after the summer of my 8th grade from South Minneapolis, from a school that doesn't have a very like great set of like, or they don't have a lot of money. Like it's not a super wealthy area. We had enough money to have nice education, like nice enough education, but like we weren't like highly funded. A lot of students were on like lunch like programs, free lunch programs, and
Hey.
discounted. That was hella common. But I would say, yeah, transferring from South Minneapolis to a suburban school was a culture shock. I mean, I still found people that were similar to the people from my middle school. I think the friends that I have now reflect the same friends I had in middle school. Like what y'all are like, it's literally what I had in middle school. Like it's no different. I just needed to find my people, but it was definitely a change. And for the first year of high school was definitely weird.
Yo, I
Were
got
you on free lunch?
No, I was not.
Yeah,
I
what
was
do you
not.
like?
I was probably I don't think I was on discount lunch either. No, but luckily enough, my family's been middle class like my entire life. We're not high class. We're not low. We're not in poverty.
You guys are like
But we've had
higher middle class.
Yeah, we've had a good. My parents have always had a steady income flow, which is like a blessing. Like, and I feel like I take that shit.
If that's the case,
often.
like I guess same question for Nick too, kind of. Well, I guess Ramon too, because Ramon's been kind of well off. Have you guys really, like growing up, have you guys really even had to worry about money?
No, not for me at all.
shit,
No.
hell yeah.
Blessed, man.
Yeah. Ramon, what about you?
Money was something we talked about. So for like, let's say for high class people, they rarely talk about money and how money affects things. And that's just because they have a lot of money. People that have a lot of money won't really talk about money as bad thing, you know. For me, yeah, we did talk about money. We talked about how we gotta save money and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't miss that lesson, I guess. I've always known that money was something I had to be careful with.
Right.
I've always been really
Yep.
good with it too. Like I've never spent very much money. I save my money really well. So I did
That's-
get that lesson instilled in me.
Same with me. Like I definitely do like spend like a fair, but like my parents made me set up like a small savings piggy bank when I was younger. Like I remember that vividly. Like you have your savings, you have your like spending, and you have your giving. Like I don't know if y'all had like I had a giving piggy bank when I was younger. Like I put 10% of whatever I had in that piggy bank.
I did not do
I
that.
had my spending, and I had my saving. And I was always like, bro, I think it just started when I got into high school. I really was frugal with my money. I swear to God, early, like y'all might not think like, and I still consider myself to be relatively frugal, but I remember being really careful about what I did, and I was super proud of what I kept. And I remember
Just let them know real quick. How much money did you spend last weekend, huh?
how much money I spent last weekend.
How much money did you
Hey,
spend
bro.
last weekend?
Hey, bro, no stress. We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that. We'll just say it was 3 figures. It was 3 figures. That's all we got to say. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, I remember I would try to I try to make money in like hella different ways. I like did the lemonade thing, you know, you do that. And then like I had a garden, bro. Like I don't know if y'all know this. A vegetable garden was like really big in like our neighborhood and stuff, and like my friends had them and everything. And that's really like just that area of Minneapolis is like they're like super sustainable. Like try to live off the land, try to live off like with what you have. And like my dad loved that idea, and he built this garden, and I helped him. Like I was his #1 assistant, and like we grew that together. Like that was our thing. And I remember like multiple summers when I was young, I would I'd pick that food, and because we'd have like excess amount. We'd have so many green beans, so many cucumbers, and just like, and I still have a garden too. It's small. We have a garden, but like it's nothing near what we had when I grew up. And I would sell whatever extra we didn't need. Like I would sell so much food on the street, like, and it was just a blast. I had so much fun doing that.
Oh, veggies?
So I sold vegetables, bro.
Bro.
Man, hella. And the best thing about my childhood, bro, was our raspberry patch. I spent so much time picking berries, bro. I know when I'm older, wherever I live, I will make sure we have berries because I will not be able to live without my berry patch, bro. I swear to God, I spent so much time picking berries and I sold them, bro. And everybody loves raspberries, bro. Who can turn down a rat? And I was this cute little kid. I'm like, hey, y'all want my like half pint of berries? I don't even know what I charged.
What the fuck did you been packing?
I probably charged $3-4. What did I pack them in? You know what I did? I just reused the berries that my mom bought. She loved berries and stuff. So she would buy, like half pint, like this,
Yeah.
like square. They're square. So I would reuse those. Whatever we bought of those, I would reuse for my berry selling.
Well, low key though, that's kind of crazy because because you were pretty like in Minneapolis, because I know you went to I guess like a not so rich school, but like the area you were living, was it pretty like well off?
Yeah, that's a great question. The area that I lived in, that I grew up in, yeah, the neighborhood was standard middle class. Like it was not impoverished, and it was not far from
like you knew your neighbors type of like.
Correct. Yeah. We were close with our neighbors.
Yeah.
We were close to our neighbors and like we're friendly. But yeah, I would definitely consider our neighborhood. It was the Longfellow Cooper neighborhood to be solidly middle class, if not like middle up. Like it was like a solid middle. And it was a relatively safe area. There was not a lot of crime. I mean, you could drive like a couple miles and definitely get into some more rougher parts of the city. But I think being that we were closer to the river, the Mississippi River, that section of the city is definitely a higher income area. I think that helped to reduce crime.
Hey, yo, Ramon.
I'm just good at adapting.
But he's gonna take a bathroom break. Low key, I might have to as well. But
Yeah,
let's keep this ball rolling. I'm gonna throw it to Ramon Actually, I'm gonna throw it to Ramon.
It's my time. It's my time to shine.
Yeah.
All right, so my name is Ramon Alejandro Salguero Montes.
Hello.
A lot of people call me Tato, especially, exclusively my family and these guys here.
Fuck, we not family, bro. What is this disrespectful?
My family, bro. That's what I mean.
What the hell, Ramon? The hell?
I was born in Utah, 2000, Ogden, Utah. But then I moved to Honduras about 5 months after I was born. I moved there because like 70% of my family lives there. My immediate family lives there, so I moved there. Once I moved there, my parents bought a house in this neighborhood called Los Naranjo, which means that orange, but I always called it Los Naranjos because it just made more sense to me. It was that oranges. That's what it translates to in English. Accordingly to my mom, I was, out of the 4 of us, I have 3 siblings, 1 older brother, 2 younger sisters, and accordingly to my mom, I was the one who caused her more problems since the day I was born, just because I would
Problem child.
I know, man. I would not fall asleep unless I was on top of my mom. I would always cry unless.
Damn, you were clingy as fuck, bro.
Dude, I was clingy as shit. My mom kept telling me, like, every time I do something wrong, she comes up to me and she tells me, "Did you know how many months you spent on my chest for you to talk to me like this?" Shit, bro. Like, she plays a guilty game on me, bro.
I feel
yeah.
you, bro. I feel
But
it,
yeah,
bro.
so
A mother has the right to do that. A mother does.
Very
definitely 100%, bro. 100%. But
This-
yeah, I lived my best life until I turned 6 years old, and that
and
was
then he
when,
stopped living his best life.
and that was when my mom announced
so funny.
that was when my mom announced that I was going to school. I was um, I remember this vividly. Man. I was jumping on my parents' bed with my brother, and then my mom came in, and she told us straight up, "Hey, I'm sending you guys to school." And like my brother seemed so bummed out that when he heard those news that it predisposed me to, thinking that school was not a good place.
How was education? How was your
Education?
early education?
Oh, early education was I like it was actually pretty cool. I enjoyed I enjoyed my time. Like as far as I remember, it was a good time for me, but not for my teachers.
Got you. What were some of your highlights during school? What did you enjoy the most? Certain subjects, certain teachers, like
Okay, so I enjoyed the most. I would say I enjoyed English class. The school I went to was bilingual school, so I learned English and Spanish there. I really liked English class. The class that I hated the most was social studies. That shit fucking got me crying, bro. That shit
But
made me
did
cry, dude.
wait, so because you specified a bilingual school, like were all the schools over there, like were they all bilingual, or were
No,
they like only
um,
specific?
the bilingual school, all the bilingual schools were private schools, and
Damn, so you went to private school.
all the public schools were just Spanish. Honestly, like before I went to school, I was causing my mom so many problems, like so many people just telling her all the shit that I would do, and then because I was just crazy.
yeah, I
Always
think,
getting
bro,
my
I think it's pretty safe to say you're the wild child type. And I think that is, bro, because I think you had a good. I feel like in a family of three, it's different as different family sizes differ. But as a family of three, the oldest is usually like they're supposed to be the role model, and they should act appropriately and teach their younger siblings. But I feel like as like the middle children, you and Ariana, was Ariana similar to you as right behind you? Were y'all both a little crazy? Y'all were little goofs? Did y'all go nutty?
So, dude, Ariana used to be like, no offense to the females out here, but Ariana used to be a bitch, bro. She would lie. She would lie to get me in trouble, man. She got me spanked multiple times, man.
Bro, the two middle
Sociopath.
children.
Belt, man. I gotta tell you how my mom used to. She was very strict, and whenever I got in problem and shit, into trouble, problems and shit, she would always use belt, sandals, wooden sticks, all that shit, bro. I remember this one time, um, all of my brothers, we got in trouble. We did something bad. I don't remember what it was, honestly, but we all did something bad. And so my mom called us up to her room, and she was like, she named it the naked wet towel or some shit like that, but I don't know.
What is it in Spanish?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like for Spanish reference, what did she say when you were gonna get a whipping? Like, what was that term? What do you call getting like beat with a sandal or
Like yeah,
with a
like
belt?
what you just said. Like what you just said. How do you say that in
How do you
Spanish?
say it in Spanish?
La faja desnuda. So it's the oh wait, no, I said it wrong, bro. It's the naked belt. The naked belt.
Naked belt.
Naked. So what that meant is that my mom made us pull down our pants so we would show would
Y'all got the
literally be
naked belt.
butt naked. We were butt naked, bro. And my mom would bring a bucket of water and dip the belt in the water, and then just like fucking poof, poof on our booties, bro, on bums, bro.
That's a style of raising children. Like that's just normal shit. Like for
That's
people.
that's our culture in Honduras, bro. You can like beat your kids as long as it's corrective action, bro.
Corrective, and you're not actually killing them, obviously.
Yep.
Well, how was the city that you grew up in? You haven't spoke on the city. I know you always love to flex. Yo, I was raised in one of the fucking dangerous cities in the world. Like, tell us about what's it called? Bro, I should know this.
And Pedros?
San Pedro
Sula, San Pedro Sula, right?
Yep. So
San Pedro Sula.
So it was actually San Pedro Sula, Honduras was actually the most dangerous city. Why are you laughing, bro? It's facts, homie. It's facts.
Y'all can Google it. Y'all can Google it.
It was from 2012 to 2015 that Honduras was San Pedro Sula was the #1 most dangerous city in the world. It was compared to cities in the Middle East that were at war and all that. It was actually compared to those cities.
Because didn't you grow up in a relatively safe neighborhood?
Yep.
What was neighborhood like and community? How was your community?
My community was amazing. My neighborhood was huge. It was big, bro. It had like 300 houses, and it was all closed. It was a closed neighborhood, so there were walls around that fucking neighborhood. That's just you see that in multiple neighborhoods where you basically have a wall around that neighborhood, and it's more for security. That's actually a really different thing if you compare it to United States. There are no walls around neighborhoods and shit like that. But in Honduras, that's actually something really normal, or actually something you want.
You talking about fences?
No, he's talking about like a brick and mortar wall, like an actual wall made of concrete and stuff, right?
Yeah. And even the houses had concrete walls. My house had like a 20, no, not even 20. It was like 15 feet tall wall around my whole house.
Yeah. I feel like isn't that common in Latin America? Because I've been to Mexico, and like I remember cities that I've been to in Mexico. I've not been to other Latin countries.
I don't know if it's common because I haven't been to other Latin countries, Hispanic countries.
Now is that for richer areas or poorer areas?
Everywhere.
That would have everyone?
Every single house, no matter how the richer you are, the stronger.
The better it's built.
Is, bro.
Oh, okay.
And probably I would assume taller or larger.
And the taller it is, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, the more extravagant.
Not really that tall because like you want to be able to see outside, you know, what the fuck is going on in the neighborhood.
Correct.
But yeah, dude, there's where I made a lot of my good friends. In my neighborhood because we would always go outside. We always played soccer. It was our lifestyle. That's how we bonded. That's how we created our group.
Football. Not no soccer shit.
Football, man.
FIBA football.
Yeah, football, man. That's the only way to fucking say it, bro. Because we play with our feet.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, football was our lifestyle. It was our lifestyle. We played from early mornings to fucking sunset, and we would keep playing and playing and playing, bro, until our parents will call us back to our houses. Like that's how we ended our night, with our parents screaming at us to get back. That's how we would end our nights every single night, dude, because we were just playing outside doing stupid shit. But soccer is not all we did. But it was definitely our main thing that we did. We also did a lot of biking around the neighborhood. Like our neighborhood was huge, but I knew every single inch of that fucking place. Like I could map it out so easily with no mistakes, bro. Because I would always I would do pickup football games everywhere around the neighborhood. I would bike everywhere. I would run everywhere. I knew people all over my neighborhood, bro. And there was a mountain not that far away from my house, from our neighborhood. So with my friends we would always go climb the mountain. We There was only one time that we all actually made it to the top, and it was fucking amazing. We would always do a like outdoor shit that our parents wouldn't like us doing.
Would you say that since y'all played soccer so much, did it ever occur to you that you would want to do that as a career? Did you have a goal to
fuck
become
you.
a
Dude,
professional?
yeah, bro.
Like, was that ever in your thought process? Like, hey, one day we're gonna make it. Like, we're
Like,
gonna be in the
bro,
league.
not to flex on you guys, but like I was distinguishedly better than like
Better.
everyone I played with, bro.
I'm sure you were, bro. I know your athleticism. I've seen it on the pitch, bro. Like, I know that. That ain't a flex, bro. That's dope as fuck.
And my mom actually saw that too. She was a marketing for Real España, which is a soccer team, and she got me into their um U14 team. So it's like U14. Once you're older, you get to U16, you get to U18, and then you get to the real team, right? I was I was in the team. I was in the Real España team, but I was in the U14. I was training to be on that soccer team.
Wow.
So I was actually part of the Real España team, and I had my spot. If I kept training with them, I had my spot to play professional soccer with Real España once I turned 18. Soccer, bro, was that this thing that made me so happy. It was this Soccer was my truth back in Honduras, bro. Soccer was my lifestyle. But when I moved here, bro, soccer started to fade away, and that shit hurt me, bro. Like that shit hurt my feelings. That shit hurt. Like I didn't know what to do with my life without soccer, and soccer was not the same. When I played soccer, I didn't have the same passion as I did when I played soccer back in Honduras. But if it's the passion just faded away. I don't feel the same way at all when I play soccer, bro, at all. And I don't think the passion will return. Like I played soccer, I've visited Honduras too. I've played soccer over there too. The passion was not there anymore. All right, bro. So in school I was not the brightest, man. I would always get into fights. I would get yelled at by authorities, and I would get suspended out of school. I think I got suspended out of school like more than 4 times. So like to give an idea of what I've done to be suspended and get into fights and shit like that. I used to spank my teachers' booties when they walked past my desk. I was just
You
spank-
would, Ramon. Tato would.
and that was when I was
Tato
like
would.
7 years old. I was like 7 years old when I
You're a
was spanking.
fucking
Damn,
gremlin.
you
Holy
were that
shit.
you were that fucking kid, bro.
I
Holy
was that
shit.
kid. I was
You're a
that kid, bro.
pervert.
Like
Like, what was your intentions though? Was it like I know I could get away with this shit, or was it like I'm just curious?
I know, like my intentions. Like, it's a mix of both, to be honest. But I also used to challenge authorities, and I used to challenge authorities, like talking back to them, shit like that. But I was really respectful to the ones I liked, and to the ones I feared too. I was really respectful to the ones I feared. But like, bro, I was not the brightest in school, man. By like little,
Not the brightest
little did I
bulb,
know.
not the sharpest pencil.
Dude, little did I know, bro. I had ADHD all along, and I had ADHD all along, bro. And I'm using that as an excuse because like I was really fucking hyper, and my mom, she low key knew, but like she low-key knew, and she was like helping me throughout. She helped me throughout my schoolwork and all that. I ended up doing really decent on elementary school and middle school. I ended up doing really decent because of that. But she could not find a way to help me with my hyperactivity, and that's what got me into so many problems. It was not that she didn't teach me how to do it, and that's why I got into problems. But it was just me and my impulsivity and my hyperactivity that I was always getting into fucking troubles like that. All the self discovery I've done through all those years, like I've learned a lot about myself. I know how to use ADHD to my advantage, or at least I'm starting to learn how to use ADHD as an advantage. And I think every person with ADHD can learn how to use that shit as an advantage, because at first, if you don't know how to use it, bro, you're gonna fail, especially on the education system. You're gonna fail. You need to know what things work for you so you can concentrate on work. But you also need to understand how to control yourself when you get those impulses of hyperactivity. And that's I'm still learning that, but I know how to control myself to an extent sometimes.
This is actually a good transition. I have none of the hyperactivity, like, at all.
You're
I'm not
ADD?
I'm not like that at all, but I can tell you, like, especially in elementary school, like, I wouldn't get in trouble. I wouldn't do any of that because I was just quiet. I wouldn't move. I'd just sit in the back of the classroom and zone out. My attention span was like 4 seconds long. I couldn't do any of that stuff.
Feel that, bro.
Couldn't do that at all. I hated school so much growing up, especially elementary school.
And like I think like are you diagnosed with ADHD or ADD?
ADD is what
Okay, so let's say if you had hyperactivity, then when you zone out and when you're not able to concentrate anymore, then you would start doing stupid shit like I would.
Yeah,
Because of hyperactivity.
that's probably where it comes from. The thoughts that you're having come out in your actions.
They come out in my
Yeah,
actions.
yeah. You aren't thinking about the board. You're thinking about doing whatever
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, bro.
That's the problem child versus the quiet child. The problem child's the one that's probably got hyperactivity.
Yep. Exactly. Well, anyways, my name is Nick. I haven't said that yet, but I grew up here in Shoreview, Minnesota. Born and raised. Been here my whole life. Growing up, my favorite activities were the sports that I was in. I played hockey and baseball as well. I pitched just like Eli did. Loved pitching. Sucked at it, but I have one brother. His name is Joe. We've been he's 2 years younger than I am, so the age gap wasn't really there, I guess. We've always been close enough in age to get along. I guess I shouldn't say get along. We fight all the time. All the time we're fighting. But it's a brotherly love fight, you feel me?
Yep.
I'm just trying to get each other in trouble as much as possible, I guess is what we did. Yeah.
How was that in school? Do you remember elementary, middle? How was the relationship with your brother during school?
I never really saw him, to be completely honest. I would see him on the bus ride. That was about it. We each had our own groups on the bus that we'd sit with. So it would just be after school coming home. That's when everything happened.
Have you guys always lived at that house?
Yeah.
Where you guys are living now?
Life.
Oh, so you guys grew up there. Damn.
Yep.
Do you like, because it's always been you and your brother. Do you wish there was like a girl at all? Like if you had a sister?
I wouldn't have minded it.
You wouldn't mind it?
But yeah, I guess I was content with my brother growing up. I was happy with that.
Why? How come you guys stayed in Mounds View? Like, how come like y'all parents like moved here? Because like you've been here all your life.
Yeah. I know my dad grew up in this area. He grew up on Turtle Lake, actually.
Damn.
Just down the road. So yeah, they knew that the schooling here was great, and I think they just decided based on that that's where they wanted where they wanted to come to.
What were your class like? What were friendships like? Like who did you get along with?
I always got along with people in my classes, but I didn't have any, I guess, permanent, like very strong connections until like second grade. Second grade, I met this guy named Tanner, and he was an awesome.
Oh, wait, Tanner Olson?
No, he moved. That's his thing. After second grade, he moved. So like in kindergarten, first and second grade, the friends that I would make moved out. So I would start the next year brand new, like fresh friends. So it was kind of like that. I mean, I never had a whole lot of friends. I guess I was pretty quiet by myself all the time, doing my own thing. I didn't mind it though.
It's like your main group though, no? Like, I mean, like, we'll bleep the names out, obviously, but like, but then what was like your main group for like for elementary, middle school? Because you've been in the district for a while.
Fourth grade is when I met Ryan. He was my closest friend from fourth grade all the way to junior high school, man. It was he and then Max Gifford.
Did he move?
He moved after elementary school, after fifth grade, yeah. So he didn't go to middle school. I think he went to Minnehaha Academy to run. He was a crazy good runner. Really.
Damn, in elementary already?
Elementary school, dude.
Holy shit, damn. Holy shit. You're thinking about running in elementary, bro? Holy shit.
He was crazy into it. So that was our friend group. I remember we never got in any trouble at all. But I remember there was like a forest back behind the playground at Turtle Lake. And we would roll snowballs up like like we were making a snowman. And we'd pick them up and run them as deep as we could into the woods. And see who could get the snowball the deepest in the woods without getting in trouble. I remember that being we were so cool breaking the rules, going 10 feet into the woods behind the school.
That's scary, bro. What the fuck? You wasn't afraid of no woodsman trying to come out and
oh, it was in daylight, though. In daylight, it's not scary.
It don't matter, bro. What the fuck? You're not afraid of no forest, bro? No animal, no woodsman, no supernatural creature trying to grab you behind in your asshole and your itty bitty leg.
Asshole.
Bro.
Music, I guess I should start talking about music, has always been a huge part of my life. I love music so much. And then I guess my uncle had a big influence on me too. My uncle's in a band, a very popular band around the Twin Cities area called GB Layton. So I remember.
What? Wait, what's the name?
Yeah. His uncle made it big time, bro. Tell him about
the band in high school. He was 17 when he started this band. And he tried going to college a couple of times, but it never worked out. And he focused on the music, and he did great. He's been living his entire life. That's his job. That's his career, playing around town. And so I guess I grew up going to those concerts and stuff as well. So I've always loved being in that atmosphere and hearing the music playing and people dancing and stuff like that. I always loved that. And I always knew that I had like a special connection with music, I guess.
That's lit, bro.
It is. Doesn't he have a statue in Acapulco? What does he have?
Yeah.
Like
he used to go down there every year, like once a year around Christmas.
He's got a statue in his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Acapulco. Because he
talk about your love for hockey, bro.
I've sucked at hockey since day one. Never could play. I was tall, so I had that going for me. I was pretty tall. So I started out playing offense back in the day, but I switched to defense like halfway through, and I was happy with that. I was very happy playing defense to use my body to stop the other team coming in because I couldn't move the puck very well, like at all. I couldn't. I could hardly play, to be completely honest. My shot sucked. My stick handling sucked. But I could.
But you could block shots like a motherfucker.
Block shots, exactly. I could use my body. So
Wait, did you play for all 3 years of high school until you got to like Nordic, correct? Nordic skiing.
I played freshman year of high school, and then I did like a Sunday league at the Mariucci in my sophomore year. Yeah, but then that's when I started skiing. You're right. You're correct about that. The story of getting into that sport was kind of interesting as well. I remember I had just quit hockey and I was looking for something to keep myself active over the winter. And a bunch of my friends, so I had Jesse, Nate, Justin, who else? I knew a bunch of people on the team. So I just kind of walked into one of their practices one day and it was just like, I want to work out with y'all, keep myself active, keep myself fit. Like I was moving through different sports at the time, just kind of looking for a fit. And they were like, you can't work out with us unless you join the team for like, I don't know, like safety reasons or some shit. So I just signed the paper right then and there. And it was super expensive too. I remember it was like a $300 commitment.
God damn.
Yeah. And I did it off of because I wanted to. And I ended up loving it. I bought the skis, I bought the boots and stuck with it.
All right, we're gonna send it over to Pepe Swoop.
Wait, Nick, pass
right.
it over, bro.
This is my main man, Pepe.
Yes, sir. Toss it, bro. Toss it,
Toss it, bro.
Yes, sir. All right, for sure, bro. For sure. All right, motherfuckers. So I need y'all to hold on to these three main topics: adaptability, privilege, and raising a child on a strict no soy boy policy. You hear me? Them three ass topics. Hold on tight to those, bro.
What does this mean?
No soy? Did you say the soybean?
Okay, so the three topics are these: adaptability, privilege, and raising a child on a strict no soy boy policy. You hear me? Basically, raising a boy with no pussy boy attitude, a child on a no pussy boy attitude. You hear me? All right. And now we're going on these timelines. Remember these timelines, bro. 5 years old, 6 years old, between 9 to 10 years old, 13, and then 14. Elijah, sit your bum ass down. And now, people, when I say story, and please, Spotify algorithm, follow with me too. When I say story, even you Spotify algorithm, listen to me. Story, you say story, come. All right, people? Okay, here's a quick one. Story.
Come.
You too, down, you fat bum. Story.
What's happening? I was just like, yo,
Story come.
Follow through, goddammit. Listen. Story.
Story come.
All right, motherfuckers. Picture me this, all right? At 5 years old, I started school. I was in the same place as Tato was, bro. I was depressed as hell when I heard this whole storyline about I had to go to school. In my mind, I was so clueless. What the hell is this school, bro? My whole life, I was raised in this one specific estate, barely going outside. If it ain't going to buy groceries or going outside to see family, bro, I never had no friends. From 1 year to 5 years old, the only friends I had was me, my mama, the maid that burned my fingers, bro. Look at this shit, bro. They built like fucking turmeric sausages, bro. Look at this. It's so nasty.
Yo, ass keep chewing on this shit, bro.
Nah, I don't do that. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Maybe that's your ugly ass habit, not mine, boy. Shut up.
Hey, bro, my shit look clean. Fuck you, man.
But now the acne on your face, boy. You ugly. Shut up.
Bro.
All right, damn, bro. Let me tell you this, bro. 5 years old, I was antisocial. The first step I entered this class, bro, kindergarten class, bro, I cried my cheeks off, bro. I was like, why is my mama abandoning me, bro? I'm just a 5-year-old kid. How am I gonna survive in this world, bro? I still need titty milk. Where are you leaving me behind for, bro? At that point in time, I was still shitting my pants, bro. Who's gonna take care of my shit, bro? Who's gonna wipe my cheeks for, bro? Like, for real. Yo, first couple hours, I was crying my cheeks off. Like, yo, my mama left me, bro. Who are all these children, dog? Who's this fat fuck of a human being called a teacher, dog? I don't know what is 1, 2, 3. What is ABCs, bro? The only time I only enjoyed was lunchtime and nap time, bro. That's the only peace of mind I ever had on that first day.
Shit.
Yes, bro. We hold education at a high level
Wait, so
state,
did
my
you
nigga.
start school at fucking like
At 5, at
3?
5 years old. At 5 years old, I started, bro. And then my intellect was so high, IQ levels, I moved up to post kindergarten education. And then that passed through. I was living good. I was living lavish, bro. I knew my 1, 2, 3s, ABCs. I was a smart kid, bro. And then after that, the adaptability part comes in. My mom said, we're moving to the big city. We're done with this, village life type shit, bro. We're done with this small town nonsense. We're moving to the big city because that's where they got the best shit, the best cars, the best education, the best lifestyle. I was like, okay.
Hey, you didn't even speak on where, bro. Speak on the place, bro. Speak on the motherland, bro. You didn't even say
Bro.
anything. You dropped Kenya. Ain't nobody know this, bro. What the fuck?
Okay. I'll go slow. I'll go slow this time. So, at 5 years old, before I was 6 years old, okay, from 1 till 5 years old, I was living in this one specific western part of Kenya known as Kisii County. That's basically my tribal land. That's where my ancestors, live and abide by from like almost over 100 years, bro. This is where we fought the colonizing British white folks for our land. This is where they burnt my people down, and this is where they assimilated and forced us into their Christian lifestyle to the point where now we're forgetting about our traditions. We're forgetting about our ancestral shit. You know what I'm saying? It's sad as hell, but we're pulling through. I grew up from 1 to 5. I was a late bloomer. I was still suckling on my mama's titties till I was like between 4 and 5. I was still shitting my pants at 5 years old. Let's see. I barely had any friends, man. Like it was sad, but I was enjoying life, man. We lived. I lived with a silver spoon in my mouth. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I lived a privileged lifestyle from like pre-K to like 8th grade. I went to all private schools because my pops really valued private education. He wanted my little dumb self to grow up to be a smart boy. Yeah, for the first couple of years till I was 5 in that smaller town, I enjoyed it. It was okay. It's just I never liked talking to people at the time. And then we moved over to the big city, Nairobi, Night Town. You know what I'm saying? This place is so big, man. You've got the high class, the middle class, and the low class, and then we got the slum dwellers, dog. It is so sad down there, bro. But it was a lit life, I'm not gonna lie to you. And here's where that policy comes in, dog. My parents, though they did raise me with a silver spoon, they never wanted me to take any of that for granted. They never wanted me to be a dickhead ass kid and disrespect folks just based off how they lived their life or how they went about everything in day-to-day life. Basically, they only wanted me to learn the basic needs of any average African kid or any average African man, bro. Just live by the 3 basic needs: shelter, food, and water, and education. Only those 4, dog. If I lived past those 4, then something right wasn't going on with my head, bro. It was probably spoiling my head ass. So we moved to the big city. I wasn't living no lavish lifestyle. We was just living in the middle class in a 2-bedroom apartment. My pops was basically paying majority of the bills because he's from America, bro. He's making big money, big stacks. At the time, our economy was booming, bro. Like the US dollar equivalent to our currency, it was big money. My mama was rich. Not rich, just rich. She could afford shit. She had her own car and shit. It was nice. It was sweet. But they never wanted me to take that for granted, dog. They always took me to like the most ghetto ass, the most underprivileged places to visit majority of where my family lived at, to where the majority of where their friends lived at, because they made it, bro. My mom's and my pops, bro, they made it big. But majority of their friends, bro, they were still struggling, still trying to come up. And so they wanted me to see how they live their lives so I wouldn't, so I wouldn't take anything for underappreciation. You know what I'm saying? And then move over to 7 years old, dog. So basically me moving from a small town to a big city, it wasn't that complicated. It wasn't that tough, but I had to adapt quick, you know what I'm saying? So I had to start, talking to people. I started making friends, bro. But it was really difficult because like socializing with these big city kids, bro, they knew English so pure, so well. It was so tough, bro. What I knew was just my native tongue, you know what I'm saying? These kids, bro, they had to mix the native tongue and English, bro. It was the street language. It was called Shang. We call it Shang, bro. It's so difficult. It's so hard to understand. Like every single week, they had to update the whole Shang dictionary, bro. Like every single week, it was a whole new vocabulary, man. It was so tough, bro. All right, we'll move over to 9 to 10 years old. I'm skipping through a lot, bro, because we barely have time to discuss any of this in depth. You know what I'm saying? Move over to 9, 10 years old, dog. I was living my life. I was happy as hell. I was doing so swell in school. My mom was still whooping my ass. I was still shitting my pants. For real, bro. 9 to 10 years old, I was still dookie my pants, bro.
Still duking.
God,
Hey, bro, I still do that from occasion, bro. My GI tract is shit, bro. I always be shitting, bro.
dirty motherfucker. Golly. And then that was when the unfortunate shit happened, man. My mom's passed, bro. Bro, this is what the story is, according to what they said. Me, I was just asleep at the front of the car. I'm even surprised that I managed to still be alive to this day. Maybe because of my seatbelt. Story goes like
incredible,
this.
bro.
We was just going smoothly. My mama was sleeping in the back seat on her whole body to the side. No seatbelt, apparently. And the one who was driving was this one friend of hers, one good friend of hers. I forgot what his name was, but he was the one driving. So per his story and current eyewitnesses, there was this one car. But this is the story I got, so I don't know if it's even true or not, because I was a kid, bro. They literally lied to me a lot when I was a child, bro. Africans, they enjoy lying to their kids and keeping secrets. There was a blue car coming in at high level speeds. It was raining. And so, out of nowhere, something happened that caused the whole car to flip mid-air, bro. And mind you, the road was flat, but then there was a hillside to the freaking curb. There was no curb leading to it, but it was the curb side. And then there was a hill going down. And then to down the hill, there was like whole buildings of like, of a marketplace, bro. Concrete buildings. So the whole whip just flipped, bro. And it was an empty road. This blue car just came in high speed. It flipped upside down. Me, my small built midget, big-headed ass, bro. Apparently, bro, I crashed through the window. I hit a pile of sand. My head injured. My left, or was it my right arm, dislocated and discombobulatedly broken. My left leg, bro, I was limping and it was cracked, bro. But for some reason, bro, I only used a crutch like for a whole month, and I never got a cast or anything, dog. For many months, bro, I was limping. My arm was still aching, and I had like headaches, bro. Not big migraines, but headaches on occasion, dog. I just wake up, I find just like fire. My mom's whip on fire, bro. And then I just start crying. Because at 9 years old, bro, you just wake up from a shock of a car accident you weren't even aware of. You start crying, bro. And then these humble, these nice dudes, these African dudes, bro, they just picked me up on the back of a motorcycle, bro. I was just shaking, bro. I was shook. I was so confused. I was just trying to sleep this shit away, bro. And then I wake up, boom, in this ghetto-ass clinical hospital, bro, confused as to what is going on. Like, yo, what's the word, man? What's the problem? What's the issue? Fast forward in the same year. Now I was still 9 years old, dog. I was back home. We were on our way to Kisi, bro, back in my native tribal land, bro. So then they moved my disabled body to Kisi, the main Kisi hospital, dog. That's where everybody was at, injured, discombobulated, close to death. That's where everybody was at. So me and this one dude I used to call my uncle was my mom's close-ass friend. I just used to call him my uncle. We was just located there. At the time, I never knew my mother passed away, because at the time, she passed away immediately because, like, her whole neck was sliced off, dog. Not her whole head, but her neck sliced clean. Blood splurted. And so, story goes, for many, many months, I never knew my mother died. 3 months passed. I was at the hospital. I was chilling at one of my mom's cousin's cribs. Her name is Auntie Rose. Her 4 children, 3 daughters, 1 son. I was chilling with them for the whole 3 months past time. Then the news comes to me that my mom's passed away. I'm confused. How is this even possible? How does my mom die, bro? Because, yo, if somebody came up to you and told you your mama passed, how would you feel? You'd be confused, right? How would you even handle the news? Tell me that. How would you handle the news? Your mama passed away. How would you handle that shit? Nicholas, your rich white mom passes away. How would you feel? Confuzzled, bro. You,
Yeah,
Elijah,
especially
you're
at a
hippie.
young age,
Exactly,
and
bro.
For real.
not being told what happened, bro. Anyone would react like that, bro.
At a baby age, dog. I was just crying. I was bawling. I was
It's
depressed
really
for a
sad,
whole
bro.
for so many multiple days. And then I just got over it like, yo, what can I cry for, dog? She's gone. Ain't nobody coming back. Ain't no way she's coming back. So what's the point of even crying, dog? So for some odd reason, I got over it quick. I never even went through those five stages of, what's it called? Depression
Grief.
or
Grief
of what?
stages.
Grief
Yeah.
stages, dog. I
5
never even went
stages of
through
grief.
those, man. I wasn't in
It's
denial.
because you weren't even told like what happened in the beginning, so you couldn't properly go through stages of grief.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, they held it back for me. I don't know if that helped. I don't know if that was bad. I couldn't understand at the time. I was never in denial. I never held any deep emotion about it because, like, yo, it is what it is, dog. I was raised in the mentality like, what happens happens. You just gotta live in the moment and then get past it. Cause like, yo, there's way tougher challenges ahead of you. And as an African boy, bro, living in the African lifestyle, bro, it was tough, bro. So I had to just get over it quick and fast. And majority of motherfuckers was like, yo, how you 9 years old, a kid, and you just over this shit so quick? Why ain't you crying in your mama's funeral, bro? I barely even cried, bro. I saw my mama's corpse. It was like sad as hell. I probably dropped a single tear, but like, yo, I was never like bawling about it. I was in my mama's funeral. People was bawling. People was crying. They was giving out their speeches. I was just there chilling on my pop's lap, playing Sim Simulator on this freaking iPhone, bro.
How old were you again?
Huh?
How old were you?
I was 9, bro. I was just playing video games on my pop's phone while everybody was giving out their speeches, dog, laying on his lap. I was such a baby ass motherfucker, bro. I never knew shit for shit, bro. All right, fast forward that to 10 years old. So I moved back to the city. My pops, he moves back to America because, yo, he still got to pay the bills. He still got to pay for my private education tuition. So I moved in with one of my uncles. Hold on, water break. Let me get my shit hydrated.
To touch on the process of learning English, bro, because I know Ramon said he was going to a bilingual school.
Bilingual school.
What was your process?
Here was the process, G. So basically from 5 years old to 6, let me tell you about this shit, bro. Adaptability and raising a kid in a no soy boy pussy child policy, dog. Basically, my mom was a strict motherfucker, dog. If I didn't get shit straight once or the second time, she would beat my ass till I get it right for the third time straight, dog. So basically, through strict learning behavior, and also going to a private school where basically it was bilingual. You can stick to the only two languages. But priority number one was trying to learn English. Because, yo, if I was going to a private school, that means that I had to learn, like, yo, I'm going to have a bright future. Because all that money going to me learning English and, the native tongue and high-level mathematics means, yo, you're going to have a bright future. So, yeah, it wasn't really that difficult, dog. And my grandpa was always flexing to his homies like, yo, my grandson, this nigga number one, dog. Y'all can't even compete with this little nigga, bro.
How was American influence in Kenya as you grew up? What was your influence?
Ooh,
What did you think of America and stuff? Yeah.
To be honest, bro, I thought white people were a dominant force, dog. I thought y'all white folks was this shit, bro. Until I got here and then I found out the truth. I thought y'all white folks was nice as hell. Bro, just the portrayal of what I saw from all the American movies my pop sent in tapes and CDs from here to back home in Kenya, bro. I just thought y'all was his shit. But then I was confused, like, how is it Michael Jackson white and black at the same time? That shit got me so level confuzzled, bro. I was so confused. But I thought America was like the most lit ass place to live.
You didn't
understand
biracial people and like mixing up. That's hilarious, bro.
Nigga, not even biracial. I just never understood Michael Jackson in general, bro. Who is this motherfucker? Is he an alien? Is he God? How does he transition from white to black?
After all that plastic surgery, he looks alien, like
Wild.
100%.
He looks so fucking cool. But you coming from Kenya to over here, how was it like culturally? Like, were you culturally shocked when you came over here? Because it's like it's a whole different it's different everything.
I mean, I can tell you from these 3 facts. From all the entertainment that I absorbed from YouTube and all the tapes of movies and music videos my pop sent over that gave me a head start. B, having a private education, we had a lot of foreigners. And I got to see a lot of foreign folks that went through around the world and they told their stories about shit. And a lot of rich Kenyan folk, bro, a lot of rich Kenyan folk, these kids, bro, they saw a lot of shit and they told me and flexed to me about all their experiences, bro. So I absorbed it like it was like, yo, if I'm finna live this lifestyle, let me listen to what these rich ass, dickhead ass kids gotta say to me, bro.
So basically, you're saying the American media and entertainment that your pop sent you and that you were able to access back home, like that really helped with your ability to speak English and understand the American ways.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah. In fact, a lot of white folks was stunned, like, yo, how the fuck this little nigga understand English so well? How is he so eloquent in how he speaks and shit, bro? Many white folks were shocked. Even your pops is like, you remember how shocked your pops was when he heard
I
my
do.
my talk, the way I spoke,
Yes,
with
100%.
eloquency and respect, bro.
Mhm.
Basically, everything to do with like rich people, how they was flexing upon me, and how like the media affected me, dog.
All right, in terms of, because you came over here, like, what at what age did you come over here?
14,
14. So, did you
October
ever
this year.
have like some type of cultural like identity? Like, did you ever have troubles with that?
Bro, I was lost. Dog,
Yeah,
throughout high school, I was lost as
because
fuck.
Africans, like, because there's like the stereotype too, where like Africans hate black people too. So it's like,
African versus African American, there's
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
there's known to be tension, and I think that's more of a thing in like
So
more
so
in the
how
inner
was that
city area.
affecting you though?
Bro, I was depressed. Bro, that's one of the main reasons why I was so depressed. Like, y'all remember why I was so angry and sad and I hated everybody, dog, back in
Yeah.
2017? Like, it was trying to figure out who am I and what am I trying to, like, who am I trying to, like, present to? What am I trying to live for or live by? And who am I really? At the
Mhm.
time, I was so culturally confused. Am I trying to be African American, like my cousins who was born and raised here? Am I trying to live by the African etiquette that I was born and raised in and my pops wants me to live by? Or do I want to be something completely else, like something different from both of those two earlier on? Because it was so many different influences and so many different things that had me like so confused as to what I really wanted to be.
Did it confuse you even more too though because you came straight to Mounds View?
Oh hell yeah, bro! Just being around rich white folk, not even rich white folk, just white people in general, and not around enough black people or African folks, it had me so like down majority of the time. Cause like I had to switch like my dialect, I had to switch up my tone, I had to switch up how I spoke, my sense of fashion. Like me, I started disrespecting like everything else that every disrespecting and going against everything that I came with when I came with to the United States, bro. I lived by like the African Christian code. But then when I started growing up and I started seeing and realizing things in Monzu, bro, I just like switched up on everything I came with here, bro. And it just like made me a whole different person
Yeah.
that I really did not vibe with at the time. But I was not aware of it. I was not self-aware of it at the time. That was the issue.
Yeah, you try to assimilate because that's the natural human response to moving
Yeah,
to a
man.
different location. It's natural, bro. No, I think a lot of immigrants from Africa struggle to find an identity in America because they feel like they are African American, but they aren't.
There's
It's an
definitely
it's
there's
an
a
interesting
disconnect.
dynamic. It's a
There's
weird
a
disconnect, and
yeah.
Yeah.
it's a dynamic that like really sucks, and it's unfortunate. And a lot of it fucking stems from slavery. Like it
Yeah.
really does stem from slavery. That's why it's really difficult for you to understand who you were in America. Like I've really like empathized, bro, like or sympathized with that, bro. Like that was probably really fucking tough.
Yeah, it was really, dog. I mean, a lot of African kids, bro, they grow up in like Coon Rapids or Brooklyn Park. They get over it quick because they're around black folks as well as African folks, They
Mm-hmm.
meld in together and then they find, their own sense of identity. Me, on the other
Mm-hmm.
hand, bro, I rarely hang out with the black folks in Mounds View. there was barely any Africans I hung around with. Yeah, I even barely hung around with my cousins because like I didn't vibe with them at the time, and to this day I still don't vibe with them like that, dog.
Do
So
you wish then that like when you first came here that you were put more into a more ethically diverse school?
Ethnically diverse.
sometimes I do, but at the same time I'm like, you know what? If that really did happen, I probably would have been a whole entirely different human being. I wouldn't be the person I am like right now. I wouldn't be like creatively open-minded and creatively like expressive wise. I wouldn't be the person I am
Mhm.
today. It's like I can just switch in
100%.
and switch off of like it's like I can act African, I can act like African American, I can act respectfully like coconut level, American, just a black person that, sounds white as fuck. I can switch up on any any of those three tones. And like I can speak a little bit of, some different languages, like just itty bitty pieces of Spanish. ¿Cómo estás? Vato? ¿Qué pasó
Yeah.
ese? Shit like that, just I don't know, just immigrant type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just switch, bro. I'll just summarize and switch it up quick and fast, bro. Last year of boarding school, it was hell on earth, but it was an experience worth living because I learned a lot of shit from there, bro. I learned a lot of shit from boarding school. It was hell, it was prison, but I learned a lot of good shit from there, bro. It was my last few months of boarding school. The last year, 8th grade, I was in so much stress and so much like and so much mental threat, bro. I was like, yo, the national exams is coming up. My grades are not looking good. How am I gonna conquer this? How am I gonna overcome this, bro? Like, yo, these national exams, bro, they're a big deal, bro. Like, basically, these exams is what determines what high school you go to. A good, decent level education, or a shitty level, or you can even end up being a dropout if your grade is not above 300 levels, bro. If it's not above 300, then you ain't shit, bro. You ain't nothing, bro. So, yo, my like the practice test, the prelims, bro, I barely got over 150. I barely even hit 200, bro. It was that bad, G. It was that shit, bro. I was so scared. I was so stressed out. Then, by the grace of God, by the majesty of my ancestors, by the blessings of my mother beyond the grave and the unknown past fucking death, bro, they brought me a blessing, bro. My pop said, yo, I got you a visa, my little nigga. You're about to come to the United States. I was like, no. Are you kidding? Are you capping? Are you for real? Are you serious? My auntie came to me to school and she said, get this little nigga out. He's free. He's not going through this struggle. He's not going through this hustle, bro. I was happy as fuck, bro. But here's the problem, though. One time, my pops tried to tell me this shit. It was like before my mom's passed away. Then when my mom's like died, bro, this was like at 3rd grade, bro. I was hyped as fuck, bro. I was like, yo, I'm about to move to America, bro. I'm about to live that lavish lifestyle, this and that, bro. I wrote a whole letter to my crush, bro, telling her, yo, I love you, this and that. Yo, you was my crush from like since 2nd grade, dog. You was the prettiest shit, bro. I wrote an ugly ass baby poem, dog. And mind you, bro, I thought I was about to move to the big life, to the big leagues, dog. I just left that whole last letter to my crush under her desk, dog. And then when I came back, no, I wasn't gonna go no place, nowhere. I was still gonna live in Kenya, bro. I went back to the same school. Everybody was on my ass, bro. Everybody was on my dick. Ha ha, nigga thought he was going to USA. Look at this little nigga, bro. Ugly as fuck. You was hyping shit for no reason, boy. You embarrassing ass little nigga. You left a letter to your crush, boy. Look at you. You stupid. You ugly. With your big head ass,
So
boy.
what ended up happening between y'all?
No,
Did
bro,
any?
it was
What did she
awkward as
say?
fuck.
What did she say? What did she
She
say?
never said anything, bro. She just gave me the most detestable, like, you know how Two described how his ex was like looking at him with the ugliest ass eyes, like he wasn't nothing worth but shit, like dog shit, bro. That was the same eyes she gave me, dog. She looked at me like I was full of detest and disgust, bro. Like I was nothing beyond shit, bro. Those are eyes that she gave me, and everybody was clowning me, bro. Since like during middle school, I never had any friends, bro. I was trying so hard, but nobody was fucking with me because I was a cringe lord. I was a little ass kid, boy. I was a baby. I was a simp, boy. And so on that last moment of 8th grade, I was like, yo, let me not hype shit, bro. I don't know what's gonna happen. Let me just keep quiet about it. Let me just give off 80 bits of information to people that I thought I could fuck with, or people that I thought fucked with me. I just told them, yo, dog, you know what's gonna happen? Y'all gonna struggle in these exams while I'm out here finna be balling. They was like, what do you mean? Bro, just know I'm not coming back, bro. I was like, what do you mean you're not coming back? Are you dropping out? It's like, bro, just don't worry about it. That's the first person I told. The second person I told, bro, I was like, yo, you know what's finna happen? He's like, what you talking about, bro? Yo, I'm moving to America. He's like, word, bro? You capping, bro. Stop lying. Bro, okay, then don't believe me. And then the third and final person I told, bro, I was like, yo, if anything happens, dog, I just want to let you know I fucked with you on a deep level, and everything in life, bro. You was the only real nigga that I fucked with, bro. It was like, what are you talking about? I was like, yo, bro, I just thought I'd let you know, bro. You was a real homie, dog. There was only 3 people I told that. And then when I moved out, bro, and mind you, bro, I left every single belonging of mine back in boarding school, bro. Like, I never picked anything up, bro. I was just in the clothes that I was in class, and I just dipped out and went home, packed my shit, and just dipped to this nation, bro. With my visa, my passport, my grandma holding my hand, grip strength, and we just moved off. We just moved to the airplane and moved to better lifestyle, bro.
Anyway, hey, I want to throw in something, bro. Like the way that you told everybody, like, hey, I'm dipping, like I'm going to America, bro. I had that same thing, but like, bro, I was not leaving the fucking country. I was like, hey, I'm going to this like suburban school, like I'm dipping out, peace out, y'all. Like I didn't know what I was doing. Like I had no idea where I was moving. Did you do the same thing, Dow?
I did that, bro. No, the exact same shit, right? Because like my mom always told me, "Hey, we're going to fucking Minnesota, right?" And then fucking 6th grade, because for Cali, it's like it's kindergarten to 6th grade. That's elementary, right? In 7th through 8th.
7th, 8th is middle.
Yeah. So 6th grade, I was telling all my fucking friends, bro. I was like, yo, I'm out. Like, I'm going to Minnesota. Like, you guys ain't gonna see me anymore. And then fucking middle school rolls, and then they're like, what the fuck happened? And bro, I kept on telling you, I'm like, bro, I'm taking off. I'm like, bro, fuck you. Like, they didn't fucking believe me after that, bro. I was so like, this shit is low key embarrassing as fuck.
Hey, yo, to the Spotify algorithm, I gotta let y'all know this. To the Spotify listeners, I gotta have y'all understand this, dog. Compared to every other upcoming podcast, we finna be the only one that's holding a realized level of variety. Out of all these different perspectives, out of all these levels of different upbringings, dog, you ain't never gonna ever hear shit like this, dog. Understand this, all the YouTube viewers, dog, y'all finna have a different level of entertainment, a different level of education, a different level of understanding to the immigrant lifestyle, to the American dream, to all that shit combined in one level fucking term of listening and fucking, yes, Elijah, get hyped, bro, get hyped. Let these motherfuckers know, dog.
All right, boys. It was a pleasure. I think it was a success. Episode number 1 in the fucking books, boys. This thing long as hell. Hopefully my editing skills are decent. You're finna cap me, bro.
Stop recording, bro.
Badass podcast.